Hi again, this is Mitch, the ultimate multi-instrumentalist, and I'm talking about oboes for the purpose of oboe maintenance or a woodwind technique class. So I like to talk about the commercial reeds. And if you become like a teacher, in the band, and there's a kid who wants to play the oboe, obviously you have to get him, her, some reeds. And if you, the best thing to do is to talk to the local professional player if you have any. Here in Oregon, we have like an Oregon Symphony, Eugene Symphony, Salem Symphony, in the Oregon East Symphony in the Eastern Oregon. So any trusty professional player or a semi-professional, whoever makes reeds and then do it well. Talk to those people. Usually this is a good idea. In case you don't have that kind of resource, I have a very good news for you. What you can buy at store, most likely here in Oregon and Northwest at least, seems like a Jones and Emerald. Those are very good choices. If you go to the stores, most likely they have them. And particularly at the Jones. Now, both Emerald and Jones are very consistent. I know that some professional players will just poo-poo those commercial reeds. Okay. But recent Jones, this is Jones, very new Jones. They changed their templates for the better. And Jones medium. So for beginners, maybe medium soft, maybe. But any intermediate advanced players who have, a little bit bigger body, those people, these Jones, this one is Jones medium, will be a very good choice. And so if you get one of those, you'd be probably okay with your players, okay? And this is a few things to worry about when you buy. Now, with the Jones reeds, most likely, the shape itself wouldn't be a problem. But if you buy any commercial reeds, just look at the shape. Anything this is too wide or too narrow, you should probably avoid that. And then too short or too long, you should avoid those. If it is too long, probably you can still adjust it by shortening it. But shorter one, you can't really make it longer. You can't stretch that with the pliers. And since you really can't adjust, if you can adjust, that's great. But if you can't, look at the tip opening, how it's open. And try to get as even one as possible, okay? And then also, if you have to choose between the one that has very small opening versus a very big opening, then I would choose the bigger opening. Because as the reed goes older, all it does is keep closing up, okay? Because the reed gets, as the reed gets older, that's what's going to happen, So it's the your reed is going to just get weaker and weaker, basically. Okay, so bigger opening is better than the smaller opening. So with the one with a bigger opening may not necessarily be playable right away, but once you dip it in the water, wet it a little bit, and kind of squeeze the tip a little bit, then it should be playable. Okay, and so Jones, and it's this is their just normal line, and with the red strings, and they have a pro line called the Artist series, and those are made a lot more like what the American professional players make, and they're pretty good reeds too. If your money can allow, if money allows you, go for it. But I think for the most cases, the main line Jones reeds will be okay. So, but any other reeds, if it's not Jones, still look at the width, length, and the opening. So those are three things you should look at. So the worst thing you can do when you go to a store and buy a reed, just okay, give me the medium oboe reed, and then just a clerk just grab it from pile and just give it to you. Mm-mm. If you can look at the reed, you really should look at the reed before you buy it. Okay, in ideal world they all should be consistent, right? But that's not gonna happen. Okay, even with the synthetic oboe reed, that's not gonna happen. So with the real cane reed, it's not gonna happen. So that's what you should do with your reed for your students or for yourself. And you know what? This is Jones, and I have one, and I played this thing occasionally, and it plays extremely well. So something to think about. So if anybody poo-poos commercial reeds, just listen to them. And you don't have to, argue. Well, Mitch, the ultimate multi-listener, said that's bogus. Nah, just don't tell them that. But I think they should have a fair chance, and we should give them a chance, and I think they're very good, and then if they're good and if they're a cheaper option, I think we should use them. So here's a Mitch the ultimate. I can't say even my name. Mitch the ultimate multi-instrumentalist signing off.